Hello, hello, and welcome to A Life More Boaty. We are here today with the lovely people at Piper Boats to have a look at the Piper C12. Now, you may well have heard of Piper if you're into canal boats or river boats, because they're a big manufacturer and have been a large manufacturer of these boats for a long time, which means that this rather lovely cabin cruiser is made completely from steel. While we're at the bow, you can see there's that hidden anchor there on the roller. So effectively, as I said, the whole thing, hull and superstructure, is made from steel in Stoke-on-Trent, which is in the UK for my foreign viewers. And the steel for the hull is 6mm right the way from top to bottom, and the superstructure is then all 4mm steel. So she's a pretty solid old beast, to say the least. Beautifully faired and painted. So let's go and have a look on board. We start externally. You can see a little bathing platform, and what's really nice is you can effectively enter from both sides. There's a walkway here that obviously leads you straight up the side decks or round the side and through to the other entry point. One of the things I love the most about the idea of a steel boat is effectively the cleats are welded to the boat, so they're not bolted through a fiberglass panel and putting a plate on the bottom. You literally weld them straight to the boat. So the strength of this cleat is the whole side of this boat. So if we then step inside, take a little turn around, you can see there's an absolutely beautiful undercover dining section. Now I say undercover because there's this big hard top that stretches all the way back with a pop-up sunroof. You can, if you want to, replace that pop-up sunroof with a big sliding glass Webasto sunroof, and also you can see the canopies here are all rolled up. You can zip them and drop them down and effectively enclose this entire area here. That naturally flows into this big opening for these lovely doors into the saloon area. But before we do that, I am just going to show you these doors and close them up, because they are effectively solid hardwood. So that one shuts like so. This one then follows around behind it. So you don't have to have them all open. You can have half of them open, you can have one of them open. But what's really clever, if I just hold that shut, is they have inset blinds. So effectively pull the blind down to close the window off, pull it back up. Now what's lovely about that is you never have to clean or dust those blinds, because they're sealed hermetically into that window. So that goes down. Actually, while we're here, let's do a quick tour around the deck. So nice deep inset decks. We've got synthetic teak half the way around the deck, midships cleat there again, welded to the boat. And then here we go on to non-slip tread. Nice big foredeck area there. And if I take a turn around, you'll see sliding sunroof there that we look at inside. And then you've got 12 kilowatts of solar panels. Pretty impressive. So head forward again, nice big pulpit, welded cleats again, anchor locker in here. So there you go, big anchor chain, and you can see the anchor, it disappears through the hull. Lovely little ship's mast, foredeck hatch there. You'll also notice 3 windscreens, 3 wipers, but this centre windscreen here opens so you can get ventilation through the boat. And if we're talking about ventilation, you're probably wondering what these are. These are air scoops, so they suck air and draw it down below, but you can pivot them round. So if you're going and the weather's a bit rough, they're not going to scoop water in as they go. So yeah, very, very purposeful. So lovely little mini ship's mast there. So let us go and have a look inside. Now, because these are steel boats, it means you can pretty much custom build them as you like. So there's a selection of engine options, which we'll look at on the way out. You can choose your flooring. You can choose your cushioning as well. So over on the starboard side here we have dinette, lovely set of C-shaped seating with a fold-out drop-down table, storage underneath all of these seats, and you can, if you want, have galley up. So you can effectively replace this storage here with an upstairs or aft galley, which would be quite nice in my head, because then it would beautifully serve that dining room or dining area out the back. Nice big windows, side entry door for the captain there. But while we're here, I'm just going to flip the seat over with my assistant. So this seat currently is set up for dining. You can flip it up the other way and it becomes a seat for navigating. Okay, all yours. And there you go, you've got a forward facing navigator seat, companion seat, brilliant. And then that folds back just as easily. And voila, we're back to dining. Pretty impressive. And we've got more hull glazing and another electric sliding sunroof. So effectively, if you want to, you can pop the roof open like so, get a bit of ventilation, or you can slide the whole thing back and very quickly slide the whole thing shut if it starts to rain. And as you would expect, it's got the usual blinds that slide across to keep the flies out or to keep the light out if you're closing this off at night. Now over here we have the helm station. Nice high-low helm seat with armrests. Very much a ship's style wheel. She's on, I think she's got a Vetus engine if I remember rightly, but we'll look at it on the way out. So a controller and a really clever bow and stern thruster. So she comes with a bow and a stern thruster. So effectively you can, if you want to, push that thruster sideways, push that button on the top, and it will hold the boat sideways onto the pontoon. So if you're doing single-handed mooring, you can effectively either tie up or untie on your lines and then slip yourself out when you're ready to go. You can twist the boat as well on its axis, or equally you can just push it forward and just use it as a forward bow thruster. Raymarine plotter there, Raymarine VHF radio, usual engine controls there, horn, I love that, easily marked, and then rudder indicator so you know which way the rudder's going. Now we mentioned earlier two things. One, solar panels on the roof, and they were telling me they've been running this on the solar batteries for the last 2 days of the show, and they've still got 99.7% of battery left. All the trips down here and the fire system down there were Basto heating, and one of the other options is you effectively can take this rather beautiful galley they've got down here, lift it to galley up that we spoke about earlier, and then turn this into a cabin effectively. I think it was bunk cabin possibly, but check online if you want more information. You can also tailor the kitchen the way you want it, so you can have pretty much any colour of cupboard units you want. This is done in a very, very nice sort of slate blue grey with gold handles. Nice domestic fridge in here with matching freezer. This is a good use of space. Look at this lovely drawer, and again all solid wood, or not solid wood but laminated wood. Nice microwave grill in there, more storage down there with the little pull-out units, lovely little drawers, sink, plenty of workspace, more storage underneath there, oven and grill and ceramic hob in there, and again a bit more storage for glasses and the like up in there. Behind us here is the single heads, again beautifully finished. So vacuum flush loo, little towel rail there. You'll notice there's another door in there, so this is then Jack and Jill onto the fore cabin. Nice ceramic sink, bit of shelving, opening port light for ventilation, and there effectively, if you look up there, that's the inside of one of those scoop vents we looked at, and then a very lovely full height shower with a proper door and a very decent footprint tray in there. So that's the shower. So we head back to the galley effectively, then we head forward to this cabin here, which is the master / only true cabin on the boat. Very nice centerline double berth, plenty of quad drawer storage underneath, and again there's storage on both sides in these big cupboards. So effectively these little cupboards drop down, and then you can see in there absolutely tons of space, and then there is a wardrobe in here like so. Nice opening port lights, opening deck hatch there as well, another port light over there, and then here you can see we've got the door into that Jack and Jill heads that we have just looked at. And just for the sake of it, all of the wood here is solid, not ply but solid wood. Obviously the drawer inserts aren't. So storage, if you're going to live on this boat, which you easily could do, storage is a big thing. Now I have never seen I don't think I've ever seen a lazarette this big on a 12-metre boat. Wait for the squeaking to stop. So here we go. This is a storage lazarette for pretty much anything you want. Look at the size of that. So for starters, you've got the Wallace heater over there, which is currently on flat out. It's like a sauna in here. Around the back here, if I just slide in, we have the Victron energy management system, which is managing the battery storage and the power coming in from the 12 kilowatt chargers. And then down here we've got a run of 6 watt AGM heavy duty batteries, and then another set, as you can see, just over there. But look at it, space in here. You think this is a big lot of space, the engine bay is even bigger. Now I did ask why this isn't made as a cabin, and it's something to do with the category, because this is a category C or B boat depending on the number of people you have on board. So let's just shut that down and we'll go and have a peek in the engine bay. Right, so hang on a sec, I've got a... This is one of the few engine bays that almost opens itself. Look at this. So well sprung. So I'm just going to go over the other side actually, because it's a bit easier to see from there. So down in here we have ourselves a Vetus 140 engine. I'm just going to drop in for the sake of it. So I say this is a Vetus 140 engine, 140 horsepower engine. There is an option for 80 horsepower if you wanted. There's also an option to have a hybrid drive system, which allows you to drive it on, I believe it's around about 10 hours on full battery power, but it's a £50,000 option, so it's a bit of a chunk. Over there you can see the fire suppression system. We've got the hot water tank, and behind us is just space. I'll just put my light on a bit brighter so I know where you can see that. But look at that. All of that is space. You can see the bow thruster, you can see the rudder. That black pipe is the exhaust system. Look at the storage down there. Absolutely insane. And then round on the other side over here, we have our fuel tank. And you can also see the struts and the stringers effectively for the way that they've built that hull out of steel. Just incredible, absolutely incredible. So there was one last thing I wanted to show you before we finish this tour. So bear with me while I climb out. I said if you want more information on the drive systems, you can contact the guys at Boat Showrooms London. So yeah, the last thing I wanted to show you before we leave you is look at this beautiful crockery set, custom made for the Piper 12C. Isn't that beautiful? So there you go. So thank you very much to the guys at Boat Showrooms for letting us have a look around. Do hope you've enjoyed this tour. Do please like and subscribe. It makes a massive difference to us on the channel. And I'll pop up some videos of other tours we've got on the channel. As I say, so far we have well over 300 video tours for you to work your way through. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time round.